Okay, so this is the official College Board practice test number 10, and it's section 3, the no calculator section. So I'm going to do a few of these first problems in this video. So, okay, what value of z, number 1, satisfies the equation above? That just means solve for z, so you could just plug in the numbers and see which one is true, which one satisfies the equation, or you can do out the steps to solve for z. I'm going to do the steps. I'm going to get my pen working. I'm going to subtract z from both sides, basically. And then I've got on the left, I've got 2z minus z, so I have 1z plus 1, and on the right, I've got 0. At this point, you probably see it, but I want all the z's on one side and everything else on the other side, so I'll get z is equal to -1. We could plug it back in and double check. And it'll be 2 times -1, so that's -2 plus 1 should equal z again, which we said is -1. Oh, that is in fact true, so we know we've gotten the correct answer. Let's look down at number 2. It's a word problem. Okay. A television with a price of $300 is to be purchased with an initial payment of $60 and weekly payments of $30. Okay. Which of the following can be used to find the number of weekly payments W required to complete the purchase, assuming there's no other fees or things going on? Okay, so notice we don't actually have to solve for W, we just have to set up the equation. So let's see, when I was reading this, it's the initial payment of 60. So we've got like basically a one-time payment. And then every week we're paying $30. $30 per week. All right, so if we were to calculate how much are we paying, you start off by paying $60 one-time fee, and then every week, imagine you had 1 week, you're going to pay $30. You have 2 weeks, you're going to pay 30 times 2. So the total number you pay, if you're paying for W weeks, you will pay 30 times W. So that's the total amount that you pay. And they told us we want to pay enough to get to exactly $300, basically. So this would be one-time fee of $60, plus we pay $30 every week for W weeks. Oop, that should be $300, for a total price of $300. And so if we solve for W, which we don't have to do, it will tell us how many weeks do we need to pay $30 in order to complete this $300 payment. And of course, this matches with answer choice C, right? The things are just moved around a little bit. It's the same thing. Okay. It's just a linear equation translating from a word problem. All right, so number 3, another word problem with a table. There's shipping charges for whatever. There's a linear relationship, okay, between the shipping charge and the weight of the merchandise. So we want to find the equation. It says that the total shipping charge is f of x, and that's the common thing. The y variable would be shown on the right of the table, and the x variable is on the left, they've said. So that's the merchandise weight is x pounds. So all this really is, if it helps, it's a table, but they told us it's a linear relationship, so it's got to be a y equals mx plus b. And all we have here is a set of 4 different points. They've arranged it into a table, but all it is 5, $16.94, 10, 21.89, so on and so forth. So you only need 2 points to find the equation of a line. They give us 4, so you don't need as much information as they actually gave. There's a number of ways to do this. You could try to, how to find the equation of a line through multiple points. There's ways to do that. But I'm thinking for this one, it might be easiest, especially in our no calc section, to maybe plug in the answer choices. I'm going to pick x equals 10, because that's going to be an easy number to work with. And I'm going to see if x equals 10, f of x should equal this number, $21.89. So if I plug in for A, when x equals 10, we have f of 10 equals 99.99 times 10, which is just going to equal 9.9. Oh, that's not what we want it to be. It's supposed to be $21.89. So that's out. This next one for answer choice B, it's going to be f of 10 is equal to, it's the same part here. So f of 10 equals 9.99 cents times 10, which is $9.90. But now we've added another $11.99. I'm not going to bother yet like actually adding these together super precisely, but that looks about right, like $10 plus $12, yeah, 21-ish. So I'm not going to eliminate B, but I'm going to see if I can eliminate the other ones. So for C, we did a similar thing. You're going to get y, we plug in x equals 10. You're going to get f of x equals 33.9. That's definitely not right. And for D, it's going to get even bigger. You're going to get 33.9 plus something else, so that's out. All right, awesome. So actually just using that was pretty quick, other than me explaining. Answer choice B has got to be the correct one. Let's do a couple more in this video. Oh, lots of linear stuff here. Okay, so number 4 looks like another something about a line. So the line in the plane represents the relationship between height in feet, okay, and the diameter for cylindrical column, something or other. How much larger is the height that has a diameter of 5 feet than the height that has a diameter of 2 feet? Okay, so this is height, and this is the x-axis. It tells us is the base diameter. Base diameter. Just labeling my axis for myself. So, and the y value is the height, whatever, in feet. So luckily they didn't mess up any of our feet. We don't have anything weird going on with the units or anything. But if we have a base diameter of 5 feet, that means that the x value is equal to 5. What is the height of that one? So we know the base diameter is 5. What does that correspond to? The y value when x equals 5. Y is equal to 35. So 5 feet. That one goes, oops, hang on. For 5 feet, we've got, the height is, I said 35. How about the height of a column that has it says the base diameter is 2. So that's over here. When the base diameter is 2, oh, the height has to be, it's like going up to the graph, seeing where it intersects. It's equal to, it has to be 14 for this one. Diameter of 2 feet. And then what is the question asking us for? It's basically how much larger is this height compared to this height? So what does that translate to? It's just subtraction, right? So 35 minus 14 at this point, which of course will be 21 feet. So that one's 21 feet higher than the other one. Okay. Okay, so we're going to look at number 5. So if x is greater than 0, which of the following is equivalent to the given expression? All right, so all that means is like basically simplify the given expression. So if you know your exponent and radical rules, it should be fairly straightforward. Right, so we're just simplifying this. You can also break it apart if it helps. Square root of 9 times square root of x squared. This is totally equal to the given expression. So we know the square root of 9 is 3. And the square root of x squared is going to be 3x. So that's going to be our answer, 3x, and it shouldn't get any more complicated than that. If you are worried about why they're saying if x is greater than 0, the reason they include that is because technically the square root of x squared, by definition, it's equal to the absolute value of x. So you can try to set this as sort of another problem for another time. But they didn't make it complicated in this way. Right? There's no other options that it could be. So we don't really need to get into this for this problem. But if you think of like if x were a negative number, then the square root of x squared would actually be negative x. So they're telling us basically not to worry about it. But if you don't get that far, I mean, you can pretty confidently get to 3x anyway. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you.